Namaskar, this is Amitabh Bachchan, and I'm here on the video to be able to send a message to my dear friend, uh, Sri Anant Goenka of the Indian Express, who sent me a message that he wanted my presence today for the inauguration of, or should I say, the re-inauguration of the Screen magazine digitally. The Screen magazine used to be printed earlier on, and then it went off print. And now Sri Anant Goenka is wanting to re-inaugurate it and relaunch it in a digital format. And he wanted my presence there. And due to my schedule, days and dates not available, and also the fact that I'm medically restricted from going out into public spaces and to avoid them as much as possible. Unfortunately, I want to excuse myself from today's event, and I do hope that all of you will give it a compassionate understanding. Um, Anant, if I can call you Anant on this occasion, had wanted to have a relaunch with my presence there and wanted to sit with me and chat with me at the event and talk to me about the film and the film industry, its future, and what is happening in a rather long, very complicated conversation, if I may say so. Uh, to which I said, I'm not qualified or not intelligent enough to be able to debate with you on any of these issues. My knowledge about the cinema and its future, and all those questions that you raised, Anant, in your mail to me were far too complex. So I excuse myself. But I do wish you all the very best. And I wish Indian Express all the very best on the relaunch digitally of the Screen. My own remembrance and my own association with the Screen has been quite long. When I joined in the late 60s and 70s, the Screen was a very prominent film. Uh, I don't know whether to call it a magazine or a newspaper because its size was very large. It was unlike any of the other film magazines. And it was like a newspaper, it was the size of a newspaper. And what was most attractive to me at that time was the advertisements that filmmakers would put out for their film at the time of its release covered an entire page. And it looked very commanding and it looked very attractive. And some of the banter that, we used to have with our colleagues is, देखो स्क्रीन में हमारा इश्तिहार छपा है और तुम्हारा कुछ भी नहीं छपा, or things like that. We used to joke with each other. But just the size was very attractive as a banter to tease some of our colleagues. The other thing about Screen was, at that point of time, was that many other magazines came up which were kind of sensational in their nature. And, this is a free world and one is allowed to express themselves freely. But Screen, I felt, avoided any kind of sensationalism, any kind of messaging or writings that would be close to any kind of happenings which could be sensational in nature. And the editors, Rauf Ahmed and Bhavna Sumaya, were very deeply concerned on these issues and had a kind of maturity which we used to find in the kind of messages and the readings that came. There was no gossip. There was no banter about film stars and their doings. There was just information about films and some very good write-ups about the film industry. One of the things that Anant had asked me was, whether I could share some thoughts on the future of cinema. My own intelligence is very poor, Anant, and I'm sorry that I will fall short of giving you any kind of inputs there. But I can only notice, because of my association with the film industry for so many years, of some of the changes that I notice, and they're very common. Initially, of course, what I wish to say is that technologically, the technology of filmmaking has changed considerably. Modern cameras, modern methods of shooting films. The chip has come in instead of the celluloid film. And of course, that's an issue of debate also. And it's given rise to, how the future of cinema is to be viewed. The entire effect of VFX and AI has given cinema a different outlook. And some of us are very happy, some of us are very concerned, but that's the future, as what everyone is saying. For me, that I notice is, of course, yes, the technology, but I also notice the change in the nature of the workers, of our crew that works on set and on the floor. During my time, these workers worked assiduously, sometimes bare feet, wearing just about a very soiled pajama kurta, and coming to work and doing all kinds of rather dangerous works, climbing up the trapas on their own and walking on the planks upstairs. And there's always the fear of them falling. And there were a few incidents where we had very serious injuries and of workers actually falling down from there. But that is what I noticed them. And I notice the workers today. And I see all of them in very modern attire, jeans and t-shirts, and wearing sneakers. And all of them wearing these walkie-talkie sets so that they can communicate with the other members on set. We never saw this in my time. And I feel happy about that. That's the kind of progress that I feel, if you want me, my honest opinion about cinema. Yes, there's the technology and there's the writing and there's the quality of cinema. I'm least qualified for all that. But for me, this is what has always been very prime in my mind, that the common worker has had a better living, perhaps, to be able to afford a pair of jeans, a pair of sneakers, t-shirts, and the production that gives them earpieces and walkie-talkie sets to be able to communicate to other members on the set. Normally, the sets are a bit loud in nature, where workers are shouting at each other, "Arey, oh, bandur band kar, uska darwaja band kar, idhar light la." And all this noise has suddenly now disappeared because they're talking to each other on the intercom and the walkie-talkies. Anant, I wish you all the very best. And as you know, digitalization has become very common nature amongst all of us. All of us are going to be, living off this instrument that I'm recording this message to in the future. So that's a great thinking, great thought. I wish you all the very best. May screen digitally prosper, as have all your other efforts in printing and publishing. And I hope we get an opportunity to meet again to be able to talk about this at greater length. Thank you so much and wish this event all the very best. Namaskar. Thank you.